What just happened? We're doing it again.
All right. We're live. What is going on, guys? This is the bogey-free podcast for the Honda Classic. I am your host, Evan Chaney. Today, joined by Matt and Anthony. How you doing today, guys?
Doing good, man. It's Tuesday. We have real golf this week. Not the gross WGC, which I didn't like, and then you guys got me hyped, and then it was exactly what I thought, which was a stone disaster. So you know what? I was right.
That's the point of the show, though. That's
just
you were get hyped for.
Forget
you
for
were
WGC
right.
events.
Yeah.
I feel like we said you were right, and you got too excited during the show.
You got me excited. I don't know. Like, there's just something you guys light me up. I just,
I'm glad I can light up your world.
This past week was the first big time losing week for me of the season so far. Just a disaster all around. I felt like the model was good. I made some good pivots and just could not find my way onto DJ last week. So it is what it is. But someone who also didn't find their way onto DJ but still managed to take down the listener league, B Hall 82, crushed it with I think he won by over 30 points. So he just lapped everybody. So good on him. I put in another middling performance, of course, and we're ready to move on because Honda is one of my favorite weeks. So if I can't get going for this, then I don't know what to do.
It's nothing you can do. It's the warm up to the Arnold Palmer. It's what it is. So, without further ado, let's talk about the course. Anthony, I will give it to you first. Talk about the course, some stats you might be looking at in order to build a player pool this week.
Yeah, I mean, Honda, I think, is pretty tough. It's going to play a little harder than some of these courses that we've seen. Really big into the par fours. I mean, both strokes gained on par fours, and specifically the 400 and 450 yard par four scoring have been pretty important here. Strokes gained tee to green, and putting. A couple different putting metrics were popping for me this week, which doesn't usually happen. So going to keep my eyes out for that. And of course, birdie or better stands to reason, right? For DraftKings, you're going to want that. So that's kind of what I'm looking at this week. Nice to have a more traditional event with a cut and everything like that, but kind of a strange field, I feel like. It's a little weird. I don't know. We'll talk about kind of as the show goes on.
Yeah, it's super top heavy. I think there's only 3 guys from the top 10, but there's also only 13 guys from the top 50 in the world right now. So it's really, really sort of weird. Pricing, I think, is very interesting this week. And as far as the course goes, last year, this was, I don't know if you guys remember this, but it was I think +6 was the cut. The wind was just a disaster. It was the whole, the bear trap was insane. Everybody was over par coming down the stretch. So it's a fun tournament to watch because if there's any sort of any drama down the stretch, you could see just gigantic swings once they had 15, 16, and 17. They played as 2 of the hardest par 3s on tour last year at 15 and 17. So really fun course, short, 7,100 yards, par 70. And the switch to Bermuda greens is something that I'm paying attention to this week as well. So, I guess we can hit some chalk, guys, and see if we like anybody else.
Yeah. So the guys who are in this 10K and up range of chalk, talking about Justin Thomas at 11,009, Sergio at 10K even. I mean, Anthony, how are you feeling about this chalk here?
I'm always kind of down with Sergio, professional golfer. I don't know if I love him at 10K per se. I think that's a little pricey. Granted, the field is not super strong at the top, so I kind of get it, but I don't feel super comfortable with it. He gives you great cut equity, probably the best cut equity, or one of the best cut equities in the field. Certainly one of the best cut equities for me based on some of the regression modeling and stuff that I'm doing, but still towards the top, just in terms of a raw projection. So I'm okay with Sergio in a cash setting. I don't really think that I need to play either of these guys though in tournaments. I'm not I don't really want to play like I don't necessarily want to full fade guys like this, but I think at the top we still have obviously some really good golfers, and we still have Ricky, we still have Brooks, Adam Scott. Like those three guys are all pretty good golfers. We'll talk more about them when we talk about the pivots, like who we like in particular. But like it's not like even though the field's not great, I feel like the 10K and up is still kind of strong. And as a result, I don't necessarily feel like I need to go super heavy on Sergio in tournaments. I mean, JT has been playing really good golf, so he is a little tougher to fade. And I do kind of feel like you never really know, like with the ownership. We talk about this like every week, I feel like, but the guy that's highest owned, like maybe he ends up not being as highly owned. So I'm going to keep checking with Matt's model pretty much throughout the week to see if that ownership holds. And if it does, I probably will be pretty underweight because, I mean, he's got the 2 top 3 finishes here. He also has 2 missed cuts. Like, I think that at a hard course, especially, the outcomes will be pretty volatile. So I am okay with probably fading Thomas if the ownership wants it.
Yeah, and I think it's definitely going to be insane. Like he's the highest projection so far for ownership on the first run, which obviously changes throughout the week. But I would be surprised if he was not like top 2 or 3 owned in the field this week, even at like, what is he, 11-9? Like that just shows you how well he's been playing recently. Obviously, he didn't look like amazing the first couple of days this past weekend, but Sunday, it's just like he can pull that out of anywhere, like any course. It doesn't matter. Like he can just find like a 7 under round, which is just insane. And obviously he won here last year, so people are going to be on him. Sergio too is a little bit of like a course history thing. Like his fit obviously makes quite a bit of sense. Like when his ball striking is on, he's one of the best golfers around, and he's been on a tear besides like when he literally teared the golf course apart at the Saudi International and got disqualified. But other than that, when he's kept his head pretty cool, he's been playing well lately. So I understand the case for both of these guys, but I really think I'm going to have to stop playing people because I want to root for them and start making like smarter game theory decisions. Cause I think I've fallen into a bad, like I know the numbers and I know that like don't play the most expensive guy that's the highest owned, and I still keep doing it. So I'm going to try and follow some more of my rules as far as ownership goes this week and see if it can make a difference. But I'm not going to sit here and talk you out of playing Thomas or Sergio because of like golf reasons.
Right, of course.
Yeah, I mean, if we're talking about cash, I mean, Sergio and JT are pretty much as close to locks as you can get. GPPs, though, when we get there, I think there are better pivots. Just say that.
Professional tease.
Oh, yeah. All right, so we'll drop down to the 8 to 10K tier here in terms of chalk guys. We have Luke List at 9,200. The ever so scorching hot Michael Thompson at 8K. How do you guys feel about these?
Like the guy, I don't know, man. Like I get it. Like, and he's been in good form recently, but like the fact that he won here, what, 7 years ago is like going to be like what we hang our hat on. Like he hit 60% of his greens last time we saw him. Like, yeah, he finished 7th, but like he putted well and he got up and down. Like he wasn't striking the ball particularly well. Like if he's going to actually be, I don't know, like 15 to 18% owned, like I'll just fade that all the time. Like I don't feel confident enough to be like, oh, he definitely should be more expensive. He should definitely be in all my lineups. Mm-hmm. You know, cash is one conversation, but as far as like GPPs go, I think you can make a pretty reasonable case to fade him this week.
Well, I just have a general question. Like, is Michael Thompson a good golfer? Like, can we consider him a good golfer? Or is he just hot? Because I think he's just hot. Because I look at his performances here, and before that the 9th place in the Desert Classic, like his last decent performance was the Barbasol 3 years ago. Yeah. You know? This is the type of guy we're talking about.
Right. And as far as like, I don't know, one of the best like measures of just outright skill, I think, is over at Data Golf. They have the true strokes gained tool where you can see like a 50 round moving average of like how guys are doing in all the different strokes gained categories. And he's definitely on the upswing right now, but he's sort of like approaching, as far as like strokes gained approach, he's like getting to his career peak. So like, is this something where we think, you know, this guy's been on tour since 2011? Do we think that he's like having just a total renaissance and he's going to be some new guy that we didn't know existed? Or is he probably going to, you know, like settle in at his average again? Like I would imagine, I don't think he's going to all of a sudden be like a, you know, a top 15 golfer in the world. So I'm okay sort of missing this boat if he does well this week, because I think his ownership will just keep going up, and at some point, like it's gonna exceed what his actual like range of outcomes are.
Yeah, Anthony, how you feeling about Michael Thompson?
I don't know. I guess worse now. I mean, you guys know the golfers a lot better than me. That's the thing. Like, I really just look at the numbers. And the numbers on Thompson are really good just because he's been so good. I mean, he's got 4 straight top 15s. He's playing really good golf. So, you know, especially since we still have like that little bit of a stretch, you know, prior to the season that's like within the last 3 months. So like we only have like 5 or 6 events, 7 events if we're looking at like recent form. So he obviously crushes that.
Right.
So it's hard, I guess, to get a read. Like I don't really know enough about him to know that he is not like historically very good. Does have a win here, I guess, and it doesn't really matter much to me.
He's just like a guy, you know, like he's a guy. Yeah. He's on a good streak right now. He's playing well, but like,
but like an informed golfer in like a soft field, like I feel like you can't just like totally dismiss it either. Like again, like in tournaments, like he's not going to be a core tournament guy for me.
Right.
And if he's gonna be owned, then like, okay, like I get a fade. But like I can still kind of get there in cash. I am just kind of lost in general, honestly, because there's no Chucky 3-sticks in this field, and
yeah,
I don't know who to play.
To see that too.
I feel like Ricky Bobby. I don't know, do my hands like. Luke List, by the way, like there's 0 chance I'm playing him at all. Like I'll just full fade. 0 interest. I don't even really know why he's so popular. I guess it's just like a course history thing. Because he was second, you know, he's got 2 top 10s in the last 3 years, but everything else for Luke List is pretty buns. Like his current form isn't very good at all. He's not like a tremendous course fit from like a cut expectation or anything like that. Like he does have upside. Don't get me wrong. Like he can, you know, he hits like the upper percentiles for me in like top 25 probabilities and top 10 probabilities, but if people are going to own him, then like I'm pretty comfortable with just like waiting for the missed cut.
Yeah, like the running joke last year after this tournament, because he finished second, lost in the I think it was a playoff to JT. Like the running joke between me and Jimmy was like, this is new List. Like I kept saying, like he's going to be able to figure it out. And he's just still the same guy. Like he's just a walking GPP. Like he's probably never going to settle into like some insane, you know, consistent streak. But when he's hot, he's hot. And I mean, he's going to lose strokes putting no matter where he goes. But this Bermuda is his best surface. So if you're going to weight that at all, I think you can sort of make a case for him that way. And who knows, maybe he takes the driver out and just sort of plays, you know, smart like course management golf and gets around this week. I feel like I'll probably match the field. Like I don't feel comfortable fading him completely. Just because, like you said, like his upside is insane, and there's a few guys around him that I like as well. But for the most part, like once you get much lower than, you know, 8,500, 8,000, like there's not a hell of a lot here. So you gotta find upside somewhere. Like you'll find some made cuts, but I really think this is going to be a leaderboard on Sunday that we're like, oh yeah, that makes sense. Like it's all these guys who are actually like good at golf and not like 371st in the world.
All right. Well, on that note, let's kind of go down here to some more cheaper golfers that are projected to be on the higher owned side of things. We have Russell Knox and Graham McDowell. Knox 7,800, McDowell 7,600. What's your thoughts on these guys?
I mean, Knox is crack for me. Like, I will have him, and I will probably have a lot. Like, I'm kind of surprised actually about the price. I mean, I know he hasn't played like a ton relative to like some of these other guys in terms of like, oh, like he's doesn't like stand out as like a form play, but the form hasn't been bad. I mean, he does have 3 top 20s. Hasn't missed a cut yet, so he's doing really well from that perspective. A good course fit in terms of cut probability. So like those are all things that I really, really like. I mean, I think the only thing that doesn't stand out as like fantastic is the course history isn't like amazing, but it's also not bad. Like he has the 2 top 5s, like, 4 and 5 years ago, but he has 2 straight missed cuts. So like that's kind of where like the most recent times he's played here, he has not done well, but I just feel like the overall form is still pretty good. And as a result, I'm in like Flynn on Knox. McDowell, I am not in on.
We have differing opinions here.
Good. I like it. I like dissenting opinions on the show. McDowell like has like owned the course, it seems like, for the most part. But again, like missed a cut last year. I think that like overall his game does not fit the way that I want from like a statistical perspective. He does not have nearly the same cut equity to me as a guy like Knox does. Like I think Knox, I mean, Data Golf has Knox with like a 10% higher cut odds, and my work has him like 15% higher. Like I don't think that it's even really close between these two guys.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that like the current form, vastly favors Knox. So I will play Knox, and I will likely not play McDowell.
McDowell has one thing going for him as far as like what my research has shown so far. He's 7th in this field in strokes gained total on difficult courses. That comes from Fantasy National. So I do really like to see that. And I'm not going to say great, but he's definitely at least treads water in the other stats that I'm looking at, like strokes gain approach, his par 4 and par 5 efficiency. So that's what I see in McDowell over a guy like Russell Knox, because I look at those same stats for Knox. Where is he? Yeah, he's right here. Like he's 69th in this field.
Nice.
Very nice, by the way. in that same strokes gained total difficult course stat. So I don't know. I'm kind of hesitant on Knox just because of that. But yeah, I get your reasoning.
I agree. Like McDowell is obviously like a grinder, right? Like he's not really gonna like challenge, a 59 or something anymore. But I mean, I agree with you, Anthony. Like my model likes Knox quite a bit more as well. But there's just something about McDowell where I feel like you're just kind of locking in like a made cut, and I could see Knox like in the top 10, but I could also like envision him missing the cut just because he just hasn't been consistent over the last couple of years. Like he's sort of been like through the beginning of last season, like around this time up until the playoffs last year, like he was on the upswing, and he's sort of dipped a little bit as far as like his ball striking goes recently. So I'm sort of still on the fence about Knox, but I think I could see myself getting on McDowell, maybe like, I don't know, like double the field, something like that. Like if he's going to come in at like 10%, like throw him in 20% of my lineups or something. I could see myself getting there. But I guess we'll see. I'm not over the moon about either of these guys for tournaments personally.
No, I'm not waking up in the morning and be like, oh, I can't wait to roster Russell Knox.
Yeah, like Russell Knox.
By the time you wake up, we teed off this week.
If you've only played like DFS golf the last couple of years too, like Knox has been the most tilting guy. Like if you're not really like a big golf fan and haven't been watching for years, like you could easily not realize how good of a golfer Knox used to be and just think he's some like slapstick, like just bullshit, miscut, made cut, miscut, made cut kind of guy. Like he was unbelievable, 4 years ago, maybe 5 years ago. So the talent is definitely there, but I'm not like going completely out of my way to get him in all my lineups.
Go out of your way once in a while, Jones.
Gotta have some guts. All right. Anyway, we have two more guys here in the sub 7K range. We have Stuart Sink at 6,800 and Sam Burns also at 6,800. Matt, I know you have a hard on for Stuart Sink.
That's an understatement, sir.
There you go.
I love me some Stuart Sink.
I mean, I'm a big fan of him this week. Except the par 5 is a bit of an issue, but that's trivial. He's a great play this week at the price.
I don't care. Yeah. He's just the guy. Like he's 6,800 is ridiculous. Like I don't know. Like what's he made 8 of his last 10 cuts, something like that. Like he just makes cuts. Like he's never going to be more expensive than like 7,400. And you can just say like, I have an 80% chance at making the cut this week. Like he can grind out on courses. He can go low every once in a while. Like I don't understand. I just don't understand why you wouldn't want some of him. Like he's definitely in play for cash for me. And yeah, I don't care what the ownership ends up being. He's gonna be in my lineups this week.
Jones.
Are you gonna put out some water on the Stuart Sink fire right now?
You just said at the top of the show that you were gonna stop playing the guys you love and you were going to trust the math. What does the math say on chalky guys under 7K?
No, but Stuart Sink is like the exception to the rule.
Is that actually the true data point? Like the one true?
I want to see that. I want to see that calculation.
Listen, I can guarantee you that if you took like every 7K and under golfer from last year or the last however many years, like he would be among the best for cuts percentage.
Okay. I will
run those numbers for me real quick.
Yeah, I mean, this feels like a biased take, but I could be wrong. I think he's fine for cash. I don't want to play. I really honestly just don't play guys this low in their chalky. I just really don't do it. Unless it's like a total smash, like
chalk is also relative in this week. Like I'm talking like maybe 8 or 9%. Like these are just the most popular guys under 7,000.
Okay, that's fair. I was thinking like 15% plus.
No, not as of now. He could get more popular. He never seems to get like crazy popular, but yeah, right now I have him at like 9, like a little bit over 9%.
Then I take it all back. All in. Because he is a good fit. I mean, like it's not like he's like you said, he's not like a bad play. It would just be a pure game theory play for me to fade.
Okay, so of course we know our Stuart Sink opinions.
Who's this other guy?
What about Sam Burns?
Yeah,
do we have any Sam Burns takes?
Sam Burns can go scratch. I don't even know who this guy is.
Is he chalk?
The GOAT.
Well,
people are talking about him. He was 8. He came in 8th last year, so everybody's going to be like, "Oh, 6,800, fucking awesome! Top 10 last week. Like, let's get it."
I have Stu Sink as like a dominantly better play.
Oh yeah, of course, because it's Stuart Sink.
Using the hashtag math.
Yeah, no, I just thought it was interesting. He's been talked about a little bit. I wouldn't be surprised if his ownership came in closer to like 7%. But again, like once you go to $6,700 and lower, there's maybe 5 guys owned more than like 2% each week. So this is all relative. I'm talking about like popular in this range, not like going to be one of the most owned guys on the slate.
Well, don't worry. We got guys who are unpopular in this range that we like too. So.
Oh boy, I can't wait. So before we hop into the GPP pivots, I want to remind you guys you can get into the listener league this week. I'm going to put it up right now because I realized that I didn't. We almost did not fill last week because I made 2 and people were going into the wrong one, but we did. And it's going to be the same deal. 50 guys or ladies, $5 to get in, pays the top 3. And the link will be iTunes, possibly YouTube, definitely Twitter. So good luck this weekend. And I will continue probably paying the rake. So you got that going for you. It's really a 49-man tournament.
Respect.
Always good to have a donation in there. All right. Let's talk about some GPP plays. We'll talk about our top salary price range here, 9,500 and up. Guys, what are your takes?
It's the easiest fucking decision in the world. There's one answer. There's one fucking answer.
Is it Adam Scott? Because that's my answer.
No.
Oh,
it's definitely not the right answer.
No, not Adam Scott.
Matt.
It's never Adam Scott.
Oh, no. Come on. Adam Scott's a good golfer.
This is a never Adam Scott show.
And he's going to clearly be the lowest owned in this range. Like, everyone's going to play good.
You got Evan's being ridiculous. I like Adam Scott.
People,
too.
okay. Adam Scott's pissed me off so much in the last year.
No,
I've been watching Parks and Rec. I like Adam Scott, the actor, and I like.
Now you're gonna use my shtick. You're using my shtick now. I'm kind of flattered and offended.
Literally, the first thing that Evan ever said on the show was the Adam Scott actor golfer thing. So
great actor, bad golfer. That's what it is.
I think that might be switching now.
No, bad putter, good golfer.
No, but now he's a good putter.
And now he's a good putter
because now he can
the bend arm thing is the new belly, baby. The new belly.
So when did Adam Scott become a good putter? Because I never got the memo.
Because he can.
What was this?
He can leave the flag stick in, so now he can see where the hole is. That was the problem.
He
didn't know where the hole was because there wasn't a 6-foot stick popping out of it. So now he can
give you this. I will give you this. Since this magical flag stick rule became a thing, he actually is 0.8. He's gained 0.8 strokes putting.
Right. I know.
This season.
That's what I'm saying. It's going to be great.
Okay.
No, he's good. I like Scott, but the answer is obviously Gary Woodland. This is a joke.
I expected that.
But this is the thing. This isn't.
Oh, you know what? I was looking at 10K and up. I demand a recount. I was not even thinking. If
you could talk about whoever you want. I mean.
No. Because I'm just saying in terms of guessing Matt's answer because it's a layup when Gary's involved.
Yeah, okay. Obviously. So this isn't like me making this shit up. He's 25% higher than anybody else in the field in the model that I put together. It's not a model that I built myself to pick out when Gary Woodland is in the field and inflate his odds. He's the only guy for my model that's over a 50% chance of finishing in the top 15 of DraftKings scoring. The only guy in the entire field.
I'm sorry, could you repeat that? That sounded insane.
He's the only guy that's above 50%, a 50% chance of making, putting together a top 15 DraftKings scoring performance this week.
Wow.
The model's a little tough.
I mean, I don't ever need an excuse to play Gary because I'm with you. Yeah. But that's
he's significantly higher than everybody else. So if I wasn't already going to load up on Gary Woodland, this is the place for him. This kind of course is exactly what suits him because he's so good at keeping the ball in play and he can still hit his driver when other guys aren't going to be hitting their drivers. So he's going to have, a pitching wedge in when some guys are having 8 irons in, and these greens are hard and the course is tough, and it's a big advantage here. This is a course where guys will play, 4 to 6 drivers, probably a lot of these guys. So if he can play, 9 drivers or 10 drivers during the course of a round, that's a huge advantage for him because he just keeps it in play. That was my serious golf talk of the day. Sorry. All
right. Well, I thought you did a great job.
Thanks.
I'm going to play him. I'm going to play Adam Scott, who, by the way, is 12th in this field in strokes gained putting this year.
Yeah, super.
12th. That's right. Eat those words,
sure
Evan. Eat this tweet. Eat this stat line. But I'm also going to play someone who I believe to be very close to Gary in general. I guess not this week, given the model production, but I'm a huge Webb Simpson fan. So
yeah, I was gonna bring him up.
Yeah, it doesn't have the same overall form of Gary. Obviously, I mean, who does?
Yeah.
But still has upper percentile production in like his range of outcomes. And I don't think a lot of people are going to play him.
I mean, he's what do I have in that? I built a mixed condition. He's in 6 right now. And the only thing kind of dragging him down is his driving distance. He's 118th in the field in driving distance, but everything else, he's great. I mean, he's 4th.
Yeah.
He's 4th in difficult courses, strokes gained. 2nd in par 4 efficiency. 5th in strokes gained approach. I mean, he's great aside from that driving distance issue.
Yeah, I mean, and the distance thing isn't like a huge deal. It's just if he can putt like he did last year, he's going to be in every tournament like he was last year. Or if he putts like he did a couple weeks ago or last week, really, then he's not going to be in the thick of things. Like it's very simple. Like he's just going to hit 70 to 80% of his greens every single week. Like he's just that guy. So if his putter shows up, then he'll be great. And his short game was a little off last week, so he didn't have it. He was 6 over on the par 4s. So I could see it. I think he's going to be approaching probably like 17, 18% owned as of now. So this whole range will be pretty popular. Like JT will definitely be the highest owned for me.
I guess when there's guys that are low that you can reasonably play, it makes it easy to do that.
Right. Like it'll be pretty flat. Like him, Brooks, Sergio, Scott, like they'll all be in the same relative ownership range for me.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, let's go down to the $8,000 to $9,400 range. My take is coming. It'll be scorching, but I'll let you guys get down to that $8,800.
No, please just get
Lucas Glover at $8,800 is just in the best position I think I've ever seen him in. Honestly,
you've said that every week he's ever been in the field.
No, I've never been this confident about Lucas Glover.
Oh my gosh, I'm pretty sure that exact statement has come out of your mouth at least twice this year. And you're not even on every show.
You know what? The tape is on YouTube somewhere. So if someone wants to go back and check, fine. But
go back and count how many times Evan talked about your like completion percentage on Lucas Glover takes is not great.
Well, I guess if you say him every week, bad efficiency. But no, I mean the guy is 8th right now in just the total. My golf rankings for the week here. He's 11th. Strokes gained total. Difficult courses. My man. 15th in this field in par 4 efficiency. 7th in good drives gained. My man is going to dominate this week. And he's probably going to be in the winning lineup. At 8,800,
a head-to-head against someone who never watched golf before.
I reckon this guy is going to be in the winning lineup this week.
Evan, I'm not even going to give you. I'm not even going to give you. I'm not just going to give you a better play than Lucas Glover. I'm going to give you a better play that is only $100 more expensive, and that's Emiliano Grillo, who I will take any bet you can offer head to head. Grillo versus Glover.
What odds do you want on Glover v Grillo?
I mean, they're like the same price, so I would imagine even odds.
Okay.
But
all right, we'll take even odds. All right, that's fine.
I'm just saying we'll talk about it off air, but I'm just saying that I think Grillo will chew Glover up and spit him out. I don't even think this is close.
No. Glover this week, he might get beaten out by like JT and probably Woodland too, but
JT Poston or Justin
Poston, by the way, confirmed good.
No, but no, Glover, if he doesn't get a top 10, I will eat my hat.
What range is this? We're talking 9,400 to 8,000, right?
Yes.
Is that correct? Okay.
Yeah.
So let's see who's above him in my model. Okay. So Billy Horschel, Luke List, Benny On, Emiliano Grillo, Russell Henley, Russell Knox. I'm sorry, Knox is 7,800 and still a better fit for the course. But all the Glover, sure, that's good, that's great.
You and I are not, we're not on the same page here with what we're looking at, but no, Lucas Glover, top 10. I don't know what odds can you get Lucas Glover top 10 right now. I want to figure this out. You guys discuss other guys. I'll figure out Glover.
All right, Amico. Who else do you like here? What anybody else do you like in this range?
Oh yeah, Scott Piercy. Always feeling Piercy. I was kind of surprised he wasn't chalk. I kind of feel like 8,100 is a little light given the strength of the field and his overall productivity this season. Like he's been just raging good form this year. And I'm just going to keep riding the Piercy wave. So definitely a fan of him as well. Benny On, I can get on board with, as can I on Russell Henley. Those are probably the group of guys I'm looking at in this range. Very, very palatable range.
Yeah, I like it. Glover's plus 6,000, by the way, and Griot's plus 4,000.
Now I'm talking about top 10 though. So if I'm talking top 10, Glover's
so
plus 550.
Plus 550 and what? Plus 400?
We have Grillo.
Yeah.
Where is he?
Griot's plus 400.
Yeah, so Griot, exactly. So
DJ.
Everyone agrees with me that Griot is way better, is what you're saying.
All right. I mean, hey, I got to take these long shots for what it's worth. And what is he to win? Plus 6,000 to win the tournament.
Yeah, that's
take
well. You know he's not gonna win.
No,
Come on, fuck out of here. He's not gonna win.
Light your
I don't know,
$10 on fire.
I might go to the casino after this show.
Can you just
Glover plus
can you
6,000.
not? Can you just Venmo me whatever you're gonna bet because it's the same fucking thing, and at least like whatever shitty sports book you're gonna go to won't make the money, and I will.
See, here's the thing with Pennsylvania, right? You actually have to go to the casino to bet in this state.
Well,
and they took spring training off the board.
Like a normal human being.
And they took spring training off the board. Let's be real here. This is the real problem of the world. Anyway.
Baseball. LOL. No, I'm all in on baseball. Fucking Mets, baby. We're doing it. I've just decided, like, I'm just gonna watch the Mets this year. Like, I used to love watching the Mets. I've been out on baseball for a couple of years. I want to jump back in.
All right. If you want to, that's fine. But
all right, let's keep moving here. Let's keep moving.
I can get on this train all day. But
I can tell. That's why I have to rush. That's why I have to move us along.
I got you.
All right, let's go under 8K.
Yeah.
What are you thinking here, amigo? Because there's anywhere from like 1 to 4 correct good answers right here.
Ooh, interesting. I don't know you well enough on a lot of these guys. Are you a CT Pan guy?
No.
Oh, well, is this 7 to 8K?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so Jim Furyk.
Obviously, GOAT.
Easy. Not seeing anyone else. Oh, Kokrak.
Yep.
And Sung Jae-im.
Actually, it pains me, but I don't know that I'm in on Eam this week. I think that
I am in on Eam. So that's interesting.
As far as like this isn't like a numbers thing. This is more of just like a golf take. Like I think this course can really fuck with people, and I think your first time on it can be a little tricky. So I think that his game fits. Like I wouldn't be surprised if he did well, but I also wouldn't be surprised if he just like ejected and missed the cut.
Okay. I can get. I mean, listen. I mentioned the guys because they were popping for me. So if they don't pop for you, that's fine.
You're missing another one of the brand guys though.
Well, Varner can't be a brand guy for you. He destroyed you a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, no, but I don't hold grudges. That's fine. I'm okay with it. I do like Varner quite a bit this week. He was, I think, like 7th or 8th in my course bet. But Neiman, dude, come on. Like, what are we even talking about here?
Oh, sorry. He's in red on mine, so I just didn't.
Yo, Joaquin.
Red for hot fire?
I just didn't even consider it. He has like a 31 rating for me, so.
Dude, Joaquin is really weird this week.
This is the ultimate like positive Bermuda splits. Like he gets comfortable and figures it out this week. I'm just like,
is Bermuda his surface?
Yeah.
Okay.
I will say
like
Data Golf kind of likes him. He has like a pretty high cut percentage given like the other guys in the price tier.
Yeah, well, those guys are super sharp, obviously.
Yeah, Data Golf kicks my ass.
But yeah, those are the guys that I'm interested in.
Kokrak 7,300. I just like this is incredible to me.
What, you
Is
think
there
that's too
a
high?
guy that has better cut equity in this range than Kokrak? Like that's
Oh,
incredible.
I thought you were saying that was too high. I was like,
No,
hang
that's
on.
7,300. Like that's we basically sponsor Jason Kokrak at this point.
He's made what, like a dozen straight cuts. He was gonna be. This is the crazy part. Like at Pebble is where he withdrew. Like he was in the field on DK pricing, and he was what? Like I think he was like 8,700.
Yeah, he was like legit priced high, and people were gonna play him.
Right, and then he withdrew, and they just put him back at 7,600 for the Genesis, and now he dropped again after like not the greatest showing at the Genesis, but like this is a completely different track. Like I think if he can keep it on the fairway here, like you could see him on the first page of the leaderboard on Sunday for sure. I like him quite a bit.
Okay.
Anybody you like in here, Ev, or we gonna hit some?
I was gonna talk about Joaquin. I mean, he's great for the price. No one else here. Kokrak, I have the same good feelings for. No, I think we agree on these guys in the 7 to 8.
Our kumbaya moment.
Well, after that Glover take, we had to have some kind of agreement. Anyway, how about some 7K under guys? How are we feeling here?
Amico, I feel like you have something scorching here. Like I feel like you've been waiting for this.
I have a couple guys that I actually really like, and I never like
Mitchell.
Killer Keith.
God,
I never like guys like under 7K. I mean, obviously, Sink we talked about already. He's like the chalk guy, but there's still like Nick Watney is like always a guy for me. I feel like he's always popping a little bit.
Yep.
I really like Brian Stewart this week. Yeah, I mean a little weird, I guess, but
no, I think you're probably right.
He's in really good form.
Yeah,
for a guy that's low priced.
Another guy that I listened to or that I talked to quite a bit that's pretty sharp with betting mentioned Stewart this week too. So
this is your guy.
Don't worry about it. Right?
I'm
See,
in.
That's the most worrisome thing you can tell someone.
Oh, that makes me feel so good.
Yeah, I also have a best director bet for you guys if you're interested in for the Oscars.
It already happened. That was on Sunday.
That's the.
You're the worst. You're the worst
guy.
Your joke went right over my head. The joke went right over my head.
No, that's the joke. Like fucking, if everybody knows like the hot tip, it's not a hot tip anymore. You fucking idiot.
The best part about that was
no one is special.
The best part about that was that it was a Penn State student that started that, and I just felt so proud. For those of you that don't know, I go to Penn State.
Yeah, I was just about to ask that, so there you go.
We are.
Oh gosh,
that's a tough.
I knew I didn't
like you. Oh God!
All right, who else you got, amigo?
Sorry, I think Stewart is like the main guy for me down here. Like I said, I'm gonna have probably a little bit of Watney and a little bit of John Ho. I don't know how to pronounce it. H-U-A. John Ho.
Johnny question marks.
Yeah.
That's what Pat always calls him.
He has like decent cut equity for like a Stone Min guy. Like obviously not like in a vacuum, but for Stone Min, I can get around on it. He has decent GPP equity. Like not going to give you like a top 10 probably, but he like has like by far the best odds down here at like a top 25 in terms of DraftKings scoring. So I mean, I'll take a shot at that. He has experience here. He has a couple top 25s here already. He's got 3 in the last 4 years. The recent form is terrible. That's the only thing. I mean, he's got 3 missed cuts, 2 T70s, and 1 top 25. So that's the only thing. But I mean, for Stone Min, you're going to take on some risk. So he's not a lot of exposure guy, but he's like a 5% exposure guy that probably gets you like 5x view.
I like it.
For me,
Keith,
Ev. Yeah, no.
What do you got?
I have one very lukewarm take. So Keith Mitchell kind of does it for me. Where is he?
So you're the guy that tips your hand with the questions that you ask.
Yeah, kind of have to, you know. Sometimes you just gotta stick your nose.
Please, somebody else please Keith Mitchell, please.
For whatever reason, he's 14th in the blend model I did here, because he's kind of like better than average in every stat. Like he's not great,
no,
but he's better than
that's
average.
a fair statement.
That's why I said
he is not great. You heard it here first, folks.
Like he's not top 5 in any one stat, but he's like 25th in strokes gained approach, you know, like 37th in course difficulty.
Shit, so like that's fine.
You know, or 15th in driving distance. Right. He's good enough to where I feel like he can at least compete in this field and possibly get you like your 15th to 20th place that one would need at 6,700.
Yeah,
in order to justify. In order to justify being in the winning lineup.
You could definitely see him, you know, like finishing what's top 30 is the bonus. Like you could definitely see him finishing in the bonus for sure. The only problem with him is he's been known to like just blow up and like find trouble when there is no trouble, and this course has plenty of trouble. So
absolutely, like he's not safe by any stretch.
Right.
And his recent stretch here this season has just been terrible, except for Sony.
Yeah.
But I just feel like if you're looking at his long term, like what his actual skills are, I think this course kind of fits him a bit.
I just want to point out the fall from grace for Hudson Swafford, who is 6,100 this week.
I was just gonna say,
I haven't heard his name in so long.
Like I kind of like him this week.
Really?
Yeah, not from like any sort of like super confident feeling, but like he's gotta figure it out. Like he's a multiple winner on tour. Like he's won. Like I don't understand.
Mr. Course history over here, or anti-course history over here, being like he's won.
No, like he's won like here. No, not here.
He's just like
he's won like on the PGA Tour. Like not a lot of guys that are 6,100 can say that.
See, now I feel silly.
Yeah, that was silly. I don't even know his history here. But just from like a fit perspective, like it seems like he, I don't know, like why wouldn't he be able to play well here? I mean, obviously he hasn't been playing well at a lot of places.
That might be why.
I'm trying to pull up his course history real quick. Yeah, he's kind of all over the map. Like barely makes the cut most years and finishes pretty low. But again, maybe a made cut from 6,100. I'm not like in love with the guy, but it is interesting like seeing him at 6,100 because this field is awful. So there's that. I think as far as other guys go that I like, I'll just kind of go like rapid fire. Like Kevin Streelman, I think makes a lot of sense at 6,700 just from a cut equity standpoint. Bronson Burgoon makes sense. I think he could probably figure some things out and make a cut here. Outside of that, like I don't really envision myself, like I said at the top, like playing Justin Thomas. Mm-hmm. So I don't really feel like I need to play any of these guys for the most part. Like I definitely don't need two of them. Like if you're playing two guys at like 6,700 and below, then you're probably giving away money this week. Is that like a fair, like two of those guys in the same lineup is probably like hamstringing your cut equity. Would you think that makes sense?
Yeah, just one's good. One's good for me. You only need one to differentiate. I mean, you don't have to go crazy.
I have, just to kind of piggyback off that, I do have two names I kind of just want to throw out there. They might take like 2 minutes total to talk about.
Let's go.
So Grayson Murray, Hillbilly. Anything? I just wanted to mention the fact that he was in the field.
Just ignore
it. And then we have
why you do these things.
And then we have I got this from a quote tweet from Pat Mayo a few minutes ago. Eric Compton tweeting out at 9:38 this morning, fired up in all caps to be playing the Honda Classic. #Go Time.
When has the tweeting about a tournament thing ever worked? Can you explain this to me?
Evan, this is not how we raised you.
I just saw that. Like I saw Pat Mayo tweet that out. I see it. Like I gotta have.
What did he say? And what did he quote tweet it for? Like, what did he say?
Well, hold on. He says all caps, question mark, question mark, question mark. I'm betting him.
Yeah, if I'm fucking
That
Eric
guy.
Compton,
Yeah,
I'm really excited to play any course
100,000.
ever.
He qualified yesterday, I think, too.
Yeah, no, he's a
Yeah.
he's a Monday guy. He shot like probably 64 yesterday, but like, no, stop it. Just get out of here.
Oh man,
Not okay.
these tweets get so giddy.
Throw a top 20 bet on him if you want to.
All right.
You
Hold on,
wanna,
hold on. I just want to quickly see before we talk about our locks. I want to see what Eric Compton T20 or top 20 is.
No, it's
Plus
going to be
definitely not going to be worth your money.
plus 3,300 for a
3,300.
top 20 is ridiculous.
33
What is he to
1.
win? Like
Plus
plus
50.
Has to be plus
15,000?
100,000.
He's plus 50,000 right now.
Oh my gosh.
50,000. Jesus, poor guy. Whatever, good for him. I mean,
He
he's
doesn't
He
care.
has
playing
better odds
golf
than some
for
of
his
these other
life.
cats.
Like, I'm fucking teaching and I'm in a cold basement right now talking to you fucking idiots. So, like, I guess he's winning technically.
Dude, he has better
I mean,
odds.
we're
than
talking
Andrew
about his
Filbert.
tweet, so by default, he's
No, he has better odds than Andrew Filbert, and that's all that matters.
Oh God. All right, what else we got?
All right, let's just talk. I could talk about these guys all day. All right, let's talk about some cash locks. Who are we locking in this week? Matt, I'll throw it to you first.
eat it, Matt. You're going first.
I was just gonna say, Miko, I feel like you haven't really gone first.
Go for I just throw names out here. You guys
No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding because I said
Go.
that like literally the last 4 weeks. Obviously it's Gary.
Yeah.
Is my sort of more expensive guy this week. I will have him in 100% of my lineups. And you know what? I'm gonna stick with my convictions here. Kokrak is second in that model, so I'm gonna go Woodland and Kokrak.
Yeah, I'll be honest, Matt, and you're not paying me to say this, but the last few weeks of production of your model, like I almost want to just like throw out my own research and just use yours. Like because the results have been really good. I like the guys that you picked. I will, for the sake of the listeners, choose 2 different golfers, and I will go with Scott Piercy and Emiliano Grillo.
Nice.
All right.
I like it. We
Well,
got
of course,
Glover
I
and
have
who
to.
If you don't say Glover, you're not allowed back.
I definitely say Glover here. My other guy,
He
I
wants
guess I
to
go.
roster Glover twice.
I'll go JT. I'll go Justin Thomas. It's my other
Nice.
guy.
Really really going out on a ledge there.
I built a lineup here, right? I built a lineup during the show. Here.
Evan, are you playing Patrick Mahomes this week in NFL also?
I'll spit you guys my lineup here. So I got Glover, I got Kokrak, Keith Mitchell, Joaquin, Webb Simpson, Gary Woodland. Gonna win all the money this week.
Just violated terms of service. Thanks.
Oh God. Jason Robbins gonna come after my head. Oh God. At least I have a good password on my Twitter account. Some people can't.
Oh, dude, yeah, that is such a slow burn. That's such a good job by you. Everything that you did wrong on the show, you just made up for.
If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, just
log into Twitter.
Just log into Twitter.
I kind of feel bad, but it is pretty funny.
There's no way anybody's
saga.
listening to this show that doesn't know what's happening right now. Me, except for my dad. Like my dad doesn't know, but I'll explain it to him tomorrow when I drop off Jack at the house.
Yeah, that's
Other
you
than
gotta
that,
have that conversation with him. And
yeah, just don't send random Twitter people money for Super Bowl
that's
boxes.
the downfall for most people. All right, on that note. That'll do it for the Bogey Free podcast. Make sure to subscribe to us on both iTunes and YouTube. We can be found as a Bogey Free. Can't even focus anymore. We can be searched under Bogey Free on both iTunes and YouTube. And of course, if we're not winning all the money this week, we hope you guys do. So good luck in your contests this week.
See ya.